Hey Anna.
Hey, Paulina.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Busy, but it's always good if it's busy, it's good. So,
Why did you say ah? Is there something behind that ah?
well, I had like so much work. I'm exhibiting at this expo in London, and I it's like I'm leaving in 6 days, and I got nothing done. Because it's always, like delays and cancellations and stuff like that. But I knew that this is going to happen. So, usually I would have like 24 hours more in this situation, but now I have 6 days. So this is basically luxury.
So do you mean like did you book your flight and you set up everything for you? You are exhibiting, right? So you have a booth and you set up everything and you have everything ready?
Yeah, basically we have like our big formats of posters built and fascia and like our balloons and stuff. And my team is getting ready, and this is going to be our first booth ever. And I'm really happy that my project manager, copywriter, are flying to London, and which is going to be having like a small like team building, like 3 days team building. And I'm really happy because we're the only one actually representing translation services at the fair. So I'm really happy to see how it all goes.
So that's the White Label Expo, right? Do you know how many
Right.
people are exhibiting in there? Like how many
I
companies?
think about 300 people are exhibiting there.
Wow, that's a lot. And they are all e-commerce related, right? White Label sounds like
Yeah, they're e-commerce related. There gonna be a lot of people from our industry that we know exhibiting as well. So it's like Amazon plus e-commerce, and basically, everything's about online
Mm,
businesses.
let me check it out. White Label Expo. Well, I'm not going because, oh, it's hard to travel when you have two little kids and,
I know.
crying. They are, them crying
I
for
was
you.
really surprised how you pulled it off with the China trip, because I mean, we were together for like almost 10 days over there. So you
That's
must
right.
have like a very good organization with your kids and family and
Oh,
everything.
it wasn't easy. Like when I came back, it was already 3 days before I started getting messages on my phone, like, when are you coming back? This is already unbearable. So I came back. It was pretty bad situation. But
Yeah, must have been.
handled it now. It's all back to normal. Exhibitors. So wait, speakers list. So I guess not every exhibitor is a speaker then. Let's see from
No,
speakers list.
not every exhibitor. Like Danny, he's speaking, but he's not exhibiting. So
Ah, he's not exhibiting. That is
no,
interesting. And we all know Danny. He goes to every
of
event that
course.
we go. Yeah.
Yes. You see Danny on the road. This is what he, told me when we were saying bye in China. He's like, I'll just see you on the road. And I'm like, yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's really cool how you kind of see all the people from the industry like in just random places in the world, and they just gonna grew on you, and then every time you see them the next time, it's like, wow, like, yeah, hey, it's you, and like it doesn't really matter if you talk to the person or not. You kind of just grew to be like friends and stuff, and I've got like a lot of really good friends in the industry, and I've just started speaking at these events in March at the European Seller Summit. I'm going to be at the next European Seller Summit, so everybody should be there. And in 8 months, you can just literally do so many different things. You can just like set your mind to it and invest your time and focus. And basically, it's all in business. It's like 8 months in online business is like 5 years in offline business. And I don't know how to explain this to my mom or to anybody else who's like an older generation, that the things we're doing and the company I'm having, it's actually real. It's not like, but you don't have, because I don't have an office. I work from home, and you're soon going to get a picture from my home office. But my
Thank you.
suitcase is still everywhere from China, so it's not a good moment to take a picture of those.
All right.
So yeah.
So for those who don't know, I'm doing this little LinkedIn thing called the Office Home Office series, where I'm asking Amazon influencers to send me a picture of their home office. So Yana is still to send me one soon.
Yes.
Thank you. So about China, oh, Actually, I didn't know that was your first conference in Prague because it was my first live one this year as well when we went in March.
Oh, yeah, right. The first live one. It's not the first one. Like I also spoke at a couple of web summits.
Like the virtual summits, yeah, me too.
Right,
I guess
yeah,
we're like
see,
stuff is
yeah.
yeah.
Exactly, the virtual summit as well. And there was like this meetup in Dresden for the German sellers. It was basically 2 days before Prague. There was about like 30 people, but there was still a very intimidating crowd for me because I've never spoken, live in front of anyone. Exactly. Yeah, my first live conference was in Prague. Yes, it was amazing.
This is great. Yeah, I missed a few. You went to way more than I did. But wait, Sellerfest Israel, you didn't go, but you went to Sellerfest Lithuania.
That's right.
And we like switched crossover.
Yeah,
I went
exactly.
to that.
Yeah.
So wait, let me go back and I'm just gonna quickly see if I know anyone on this list. Friends right here from Selex. So it's like you said, you don't have to be friends. You just like see familiar faces and Michael Weezy. You've been on his podcast.
Yeah, right. And so have you, right?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Dion, I had him on as an interviewee. Jerome, of course, we know Jerome.
We actually did some business together. Yeah, Jerome's great.
Oh, who else do we know? Like
Miguel,
those people.
Roy Robeck,
Yeah?
Miguel. Wait. Yeah, I met him. I think, yes, he was in Prague. And then later I saw him at Danny's seller sessions in June.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't think I met him in person. Yeah.
He has a PPC agency in Portugal. Yeah. And I'm really happy because my project manager, she lives in Portugal. So, they could chat a little bit. Cool.
All right. Oh, Brent's here. We know him. I think he comes from the United States, but he lives in France, right?
Yeah, he lives in Montpellier now. He's in France, but he is American, right? Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, I know Ephraim. I met him at Sellerfest Israel. He was presenting there. Oh, there's you. Look at that.
Oh, look at me. I look nothing like myself.
You look very beautiful. The best speaker looker.
I'm keeping this picture forever. But you know what? Yeah. Like when we were in China, the cross-border summit, there was like this really big poster with like all of the speakers, and none of the speakers look like them in person. In person, they have like 10 kilos more, like me as well, right? But they're like, look at this. Like, I mean, like nobody actually, people are wearing suit. I was like, there's like Michael Hartman in a suit, and I'm like, dude, like, why are you in a suit in this picture? You're never, ever not wearing your, like,
not the same
jeans, that's like what you do. But, like pictures can be very, different.
That's true. I guess in our generation we like to do that. But if you look at TikTok these days, they like everything as is. No makeup, just woke up, they don't have that feeling that you have to look pretty on Instagram, they just look whatever they look. Oh, Michael Beast, I know him. I just interviewed him. Pretty awesome branding guy. I didn't know he's gonna be a speaker there. Who else do we know here? Just quickly skipping through. There are so many of them. Wow. Oh, Megla, look.
Megla, right? Yeah.
Cool. Right. So she's, for those who don't know, she's the organizer of the Global Sources Summit, and me and Yana were speaking over there in China. Who else do we know? So there's if you know at least a few people, you already feel comfortable that you don't have to like jump over hoops,
Right. There's Alex.
Right, Alex. We met her at European Seller Conference presenting. Right. And Off-Main.
They've been sponsoring a lot of different events. Yeah.
Off-Main I interviewed as well. Veronica Kelkova looks like one of us, like Eastern European, Well, I'd like to meet her. Yeah. All right. We know Danny. Klaidas, yeah, Lithuanian guy. Right. I am Lithuanian for those who don't know. So he's pretty.
A lot of people ask me like, "Are you Russian?"
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously? Oh, I wonder why.
I guess think because of your accent a little bit. I think people are just gonna puzzle by your accent. They're like, well, she sounds Russian, but not really. It's like, it's weird. And then
but it's very similar. Oh, I can speak a real Russian accent if you want. So this
So can I.
Kleidos.
People come to me and they say, Yana, you're good English, yes. And I'm like, yeah, we don't have to speak like that, you know.
Yeah.
Even
But
though
actually, when we learned at school, you know, the Russian at school was exactly like that. Father, mother, the teacher was teaching like that. You know, they can. So yeah, this event is gonna be fun. Look at that. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
pretty sure it's gonna be good. I was just looking at the YLT Translations page here on Facebook, and you posted a few pictures from China trip that
Right.
were
Yeah,
on together.
it took me a week to just kind of sit down and do that. I was going through the pictures and I was just like being like so overwhelmed with like, you know, like so many cool things happening there. And this was my first time in China mainland. And it was like exactly like the opposite planet. We did a little bit of sightseeing with Emma and her husband, and we did also Halloween. There was Florian over there.
So you went Hong Kong downtown for this?
Yeah. We went downtown Hong Kong. We went to this other street, which was because at LKF there were like protests going on, so we just went to the other side.
All right. So where did you find all of these people? Like
well, these people, like we wanted to go to this bar. I forgot the name of it, but they were just standing in front of the of that bar, and there's a huge line of people, and they were just kind of walking around the street. And I think Lazar asked them like, hey, so like is this like an organized group, like what is this? So they're actually makeup artists, and they're promoting their makeup artist school, which is on the first floor of the upstairs from this club or bar where we wanted to go to. And they were insane. I mean, I was like so over the top. Like
my God, look at this. Yeah.
Like I really got like super, like I shit my pants, honestly. Like when I saw like this girl in white because she was like completely covered in blood. And I was like, wow. And I was like this, and like, I really want to do like Halloween makeovers because I'm really into that and I really put a lot of effort. But that day we went to Disneyland, hence the obvious.
All right.
Other outfits or anything, and I'm just gonna put my Minnie Mouse ears and put my red lipstick, and I'm like, let's just do it, And Lazar has like, Star Wars t-shirt,
That's right. That is still like kind of like a costume, right?
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Oh, that's the big Buddha. Okay, so in the middle of the night in Hong Kong from the airport, I walked and tried to find some space with some waterfront. So I saw these big sort of like cars going on the big lines. I don't know in English. Anyway, these big like skiing looking cars
cable cars.
Right, and they were going somewhere, and then some people said they're going to Big Buddha. So that's
this is what we did. We took the cable car and we went to the Big Buddha, and it was amazing. I mean, and we also got like this see-through cable car, so it didn't have the floor. There was actually see-through glass, so you can see down. And it's not that amazing because it's a little bit scary, but
I don't know.
Over Hong Kong, and I think it goes like 200 meters up in the sky, and it's like a 20 minutes ride, but it's absolutely beautiful. Once you understand that you're not gonna fall through the floor, you're gonna get to enjoy the ride.
Okay, so did you? Oh wow, look at this. That's Chris Davey. Is that at a Amazon Seller meetup or somewhere else?
This is one of my absolutely favorite pictures, and Florian was just like taking random pictures of everyone. And this was not from Chris Davies' FBA for You meetup. This was actually the last night after the Global Sources event was done, after everything was done. I think that everybody just wanted to kind of get relaxed, and we went to this bar in Hong Kong, the LKF, and we just had a blast. And I think at this point it was like 8 p.m. and everybody had already got drunk so much, because I just think that everybody was just like, oh, finally everything is over. Let's just
relax.
That's what it was, all in. Yeah.
That's great.
This is a really good picture. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. The mood is there. Oh, look at that. Global Sources Summit, YLT Translations. It's a great picture.
Thank you.
I love his dress.
I made this little board and I just went around with it. I got to meet yeah, I got to meet Jim Cockrum, and he was, really cool. And I really got a cool moment with him because everybody else were inside and listening to other presentations. And I don't know what I was doing. I was probably charging my phone or something. And then he came by, and I'm like, "Hey, you're Jim Cockrum, and you told me that you wanted to talk to him, but you had to leave before he was."
Yeah, I was so sad.
Yeah, his flight was canceled, and he got transferred to the last day. And I'm like, I'm gonna do this for Polina, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this also for myself, So
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, and we just had a really nice talk, and he was he was very, polite, very interested. He was just we talked for like 30 minutes, and
Oh,
I
wow,
was just
nice.
grab him at that point because after he was done with his presentation, like literally like 10 people like circle around him, be like, waiting to talk to him, and he was going to go to the flight to catch the flight, so it was really cool. We talked also about his upcoming event in July in Florida.
All right, yeah, he mentioned something like that.
Yeah, so
It's
yeah,
in US though, right?
Yeah, in Florida, right?
FBA Queen. Take action.
Yeah,
take action. I
Yeah,
heard that.
I just met Ash in Hong Kong, and he is brilliant. He's like super smart. He's fun. He's basically everything you want to have as a representative of something like in the industry. And I believe he has like tons of followers on LinkedIn. So
Ash,
that's pretty amazing.
Ash Monga, right.
Right.
All right. 99,000 followers.
99,000 followers.
This is pretty awesome. I have like 2,000, Yeah, this is great. Yeah. All right. And here you are speaking at Global Sources Summit.
Yes.
Did I take this picture? Wait a minute.
I'm not sure. Was it you or Lazar? I'm not sure. But
not sure either.
This is me, CJ.
CJ, just yesterday I had an interview.
Talking about like random stuff in life. Like we're talking about how, just like random family stuff. We're just having so much fun. And yeah.
He's pretty cool lawyer, like sort of.
He is pretty cool. Yeah, I've just met him, and I was like, he's you'll see all these pictures like CJ Rosenbaum wearing the suit, like call me to have the legal problems lawyer and stuff, and you kind of get this picture. He's like this like very serious lawyer, kind of up stuck a little bit, he just But then I met him, and I'm like, wow, you're like we could talk like forever. Like I could talk to him like for hours about everything. And he's such a really cool guy.
I know. I really like his style too. Very easygoing. That's the Global Sources Fair?
Yeah, the Global Sources. This is also like my first time at the Global Sources, and unfortunately it was very affected by the protests and everything. So it was pretty empty. There were not that many buyers, but on the other hand, it was so cool to be able to see everything on your own pace. Like you could just, check out all the products you wanted. I really, really loved that, the fashion zone where you had like some new designers, like fresh and new designers from Hong Kong exhibiting their like dresses and crazy, shoes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, as everybody noticed in this China trip, like I had a lot of different clothes and a lot of different shoes. So this was something I was really interested in. And also the lifestyle hall was very, very good. There were so many cool and handy gadgets and products, and I just wanted to get like all of them like here in Belgrade, to just get them to my kitchen or my home. And I was really surprised with the quality of the products and how like the design was a very high-end design, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I wish they had, because they only have a sample, which they can't give you. They're not really selling anything there. It's just like a sample. So you can't really even take it from them. They will lose a sample to show to the next customer.
I know. And this is, Peter. Peter is basically one of my favorite people I've met during this China trip. And so Peter, he got me these like big Global Sources bags, and he was like, "Here you go. I mean, here's the bag." And then I would come the next day with all of the possible samples I took from people in exchange with my business cards and stuff like that. And then Peter was like, "You are the sample queen. Like why don't you like bring samples everywhere you go?" So we're just like making fun of a bit, like me being the sample queen, because I will literally take so many different samples because of the products I really liked. And this is basically one of my favorite stuff I've seen over there. It's basically it's a wheat straw. So it's not a bamboo straw. It's a wheat
Oh.
straw. So it basically has this texture of being like plastic. And it's something that people are really used to. It's like very thin plastic and it's disposable. So you don't clean it with a little
So
brush.
wheat, the thing that we make the bread from.
Yes, exactly. The bread from.
Wow, it's an
And
amazing
this is,
idea. I
I've
love
never
this
seen, I
eco
never seen
stuff.
anything like this, and I really love this. And I just think that it's because it's like very like thin plastic,
Yeah.
look like, and it looks like a genuine straw, other than bamboo, which is like,
Mhm.
you know, it's super hard. It's
Yeah.
very big. You have to clean with a little, you know, brush and stuff. And it's like something which just goes like as a decoration in cocktails and stuff. You would not like drink, I don't know, like OJ or something like that with that. But I totally see myself and all of my friends using the plastic instead of wheat, instead of plastic straw, and just, you know, using it every single day. I am a big fan of eco-friendly and of environmental products, and I would definitely switch to this like any day now.
This is a great Amazon product. Maybe you should do it, Diana.
This is amazing.
This one.
This is maybe, yeah, maybe I will. I was actually, you know, I took this sample and I was like, maybe I should do this, you know, because I really think it's a good product. And, you know, I think that people in the near future will see that bamboo is not that eco-friendly and that this wheat product, it might be a bit better. And this really, I really like this because this kind of reminded me of the real plastic straw. This does not, remember, it's not flexible, you know, like
Not
it's
the same,
hard
yeah.
to carry. It's like you don't want to carry this with you and stuff like that. And what I think is that, you know how vegans and like raw vegans, for instance, I was on this crazy juicing diet. And after that, I had to be a raw vegan for 2 weeks because of your stomach and everything, health and whatever not. And while being on this raw vegan food, I just realized that, for instance, here in Belgrade, we have something which is like a burger, but like a Serbian burger or burger. And then like when you order like raw vegan food, because there are not that many raw vegan restaurants, but there are a lot of people doing catering. And they would make like this thing which looks like it's this Serbian burger, but it's not. And a lot of other stuff that people are just kind of used to seeing and used to eating, they're made exactly in the same shapes out of this raw food. They don't have to have the same shape because, you know, why would I want to eat a Serbian burger if I don't eat meat? But I know the shape, and this is something which has been like close to me my whole life. And I just think that, you know, people always do that because they want to use something which they're familiar with. So if you're like familiar with the plastic straw, was like something we basically all grew up with, no matter where you come in this world, I think this could be like a good product because it resembles the actual plastic straw, but it's much more environmental friendly than the plastic straw you're actually using and polluting this poor planet.
Yeah, I really like all the eco-friendly products.
Yeah.
I think a few of the sellers that we met at FB4U meetup, they were, because I brought my sourcing agent with me, so I heard a little bit of their conversation. They were chatting about those eco-friendly options, you know, so I won't disclose what products were there, but it's a lot of buzz about it right now, and obviously the millennial generation is really caring about that, and it's just gonna go up. It's not just a trendy thing that is gonna end. The next year is gonna keep going.
Yeah. I know, but you know, it's really sad. All the climate changes and everything. Like this is, you know, what we are all to blame. You know, basically. And like yesterday, I just like saw this meme, and there was like this lady working in the supermarket giving like really big fish to the consumer, and the guy says, "I would like a plastic bag," and the lady says, "It's already inside," you know, in the fish.
Oh, you mean she ate it?
Yeah. Because of the ocean pollution and everything, you know, and it's sad because it's true.
This is so true. Oh, look at you and Danny.
Yeah.
You guys look cute. Oh, this is the best picture ever. And I know what it is.
I had to put this picture. I had to put this picture in this little Chinese trip album because this was one of the best trips. And thank you for taking me to your factory tour. And this is the restaurant. This is taken at the restaurant with the factory owners, and this is, I believe, the sister from
Yeah.
the owner or something like that. And she was, she was very fascinated by my eyes and my hair, and she was just kept on hugging me. But she was like, she was adorable. She was like not just awkward. She was just like very, very nice, while doing it. She was not, overdoing it. And I'm like, let's just take this picture. And then she would just put this heart hands, I'm like,
And
oh
it's so
my
cute. Yeah,
God,
I know.
so cute. And I was like,
There was
wow.
this,
So,
there was a shrimp on the table, rotating. And I remember I took a few pieces just to taste, but it was so good. And then it keeps rotating, everybody taking, and I see Yana taking lots of shrimps, and then the next person lots of shrimps and and I'm like, nothing's gonna be left for me. I was just waiting for that lazy Susan to come my way, and it was like last 4 pieces, and I'm like, mine.
yeah. No, the food was so good. I mean, I was struggling a lot with the Chinese food. Like, honestly, I did not like that much. But this restaurant was amazing. And basically everything we had on this table, because we had several hot pots, and every single hot pot was amazing. Even some food which I usually would not eat, like pork, like I don't eat a lot of pork, but I had to try that, and that was also amazing. So just have to have people who know where to eat, basically. That's
Yeah,
that's
where
that.
to bring. Yeah, there's a nice picture
Yeah.
here.
This
You
is your
brought up,
sourcing agent,
right.
and we're exchanging presents. This was very nice before we took the trip to the factory.
Yeah, thank you for arranging the presents. You were the one arranging them. So inside the gift that we received from my sourcing agent, there was like little teacups and a tea set. Did you open it yet at home?
Yes,
No,
but
you said you're still in
I don't have
luggages.
anywhere. I don't have anywhere to put it, so I'm just keeping it in the box until further notice. But
Okay.
I didn't want to give it to my mom or to my friends as a present, because I really wanted to just keep it, because it was, it was a present for sourcing agent from China. It's just kind of really special, and it's gonna
Yeah.
remind me of all that day we took that trip together. And in that little box, there was 4 different cups. There was a silk napkin. There were a couple of coasters, and there were 4 different types of tea. So it's a really, really nice little set.
Oh,
For
I
tea.
see you. These are the Moxie sticks, right? That you bought in the
Yeah,
at the
Moxie sticks. I
pharmacy?
bought like tons of Moxie sticks. I'm still to find out how they work, but I gave them to my mom, and we're just gonna see if it helps or not.
Yeah, I
I
didn't.
don't know
I
if it's gonna
gave it
help
to
you
my
or
husband too.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, but we didn't use it yet because it's gonna make smoke, so kids have to not be in the house.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right. We'll do it on Saturday.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
sweet.
Well,
Why did I
this is
forget? I
her
forgot
name
her
is
name.
Emma.
Emma.
No, Mia.
Emma?
Sorry, I know it's 3
Mia.
letters.
Right.
Mia,
Mia.
Mia.
Sorry, Mia, if you're watching, we forgot the name because we've
Sorry, it
seen
was
so many
Mia.
people.
Yeah, and like I know that Danny was like the TikTok lady, and I'm like, yeah, she's the TikTok lady. I
Yeah.
think that she's like basically like one of the most interesting people I've met on this trip, because I've never known actually what are the things you can do on TikTok or on that other Chinese marketplace, which Daobao, I think.
Yes,
So
and on
she's
WeChat, she's also selling
WeChat.
dresses.
So she is from the States, and she's based in Shenzhen, and she has about 30 million followers in China, and she's basically now a Chinese influencer, and she makes this amazing short videos where she's like dressed like Audrey Hepburn and stuff like that, and they just
Yeah.
kind of last for like a couple of seconds. But when she showed me these videos, I was like, wow, this is really good actually, and you can see how it actually is made in sense that goes with the Chinese culture. You can see why she's so popular, because she
Yeah,
actually
I
kind of
loved it
comes
too.
on board with the Chinese market, and I really think she's doing an awesome job, and I was really surprised, like an American moved to Shenzhen, now is a Chinese influencer. It's really hard to succeed in job like that, especially because you come from an absolutely different culture. You have absolutely no idea about so many different things. It's a different planet. It's
It
like
was.
my presentations about when I talk about translations, localization, it's all about, to understanding the market and stuff like that. Like Dolce & Gabbana was completely unaware of these things when they launched their video where you had like the Asian girl eating pizza with chopsticks, and the Chinese got really upset because how sensitive they are about their culture, and they just basically gonna ban all Dolce & Gabbana merchandise on the Chinese soil, and that affected them greatly. So you really have to pay attention to what you're doing, and obviously Mia is doing such a good job. So basically,
I guess we are as sellers. I guess we care about that thing a lot, right? How to not upset culturally anyone when we are trying,
Yeah.
because without knowing much, for example, one of my purses was not selling in Japan, and I had no clue why it wasn't selling. So I was thinking, okay, first of all, maybe the model is not Japanese. Maybe that's the thing, right? It's an American model. Maybe something else, like, I was just trying to apply the standards and those preconceived notions about Japan that I would put in my images. I don't have a real experience. I don't know the real culture. I don't know what people like. So it's easy to probably insult someone or upset someone culturally, like if I would just attempt to adapt to. So do you have any advice, like how to actually do the research, or like how do they make that product, the images, be a little bit more culturally acceptable?
Well, I just think that you have to, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're going to spend a lot of money doing the market research, because like if you want to be on a budget, like you can always go to like expat groups or something like that on Facebook, like with the cultural differences, and see and ask people who live there, like get in touch with them and be like, well, what do you think about this product? Is it something which is good or not? It can be like a language student, and you can pay them like $5 and be like, okay, tell me like what is wrong with this picture? Like what would you, change? And then for like less money invested with the right people, you can save yourself a lot of trouble and time and money and everything like that. This is what I would personally do. I would just gonna reach out to people living there, and I'm saying like students or maybe high schoolers, because these people are the ones that are trendy. There's the people on TikTok. They're the ones that are actually, saving the planet and stuff like that. New generations who understand this differently than your mom or my mom, who will be like, everything is fine with this image. But maybe somebody like that who's like used to like shopping online, browsing all the products, would be like, well, I don't think this is maybe too Western for our culture, talking about Japanese or something like that, So I would always go to Facebook groups with the expats, or go to the students or high schoolers, and just, offer them a little bit of money in exchange for their opinion about what can be better, or you can maybe offer them like an internship and stuff like that, because kids nowadays, they really do a lot of different internships. IT is very important for all of them. It's the future. And I think everybody will be super happy to be like, hey, I just gonna, do consultations for this Amazon seller. It kind of sounds fancy, right? So I would personally do that.
I know your thing is translations, and it's interesting that whenever you chat about translations, you don't make it boring, because it is quite simply, you take the text, you translate it, but every time you talk at the conferences, it's fun that you do that a little bit of like, what are the cultural differences between the marketplaces that you could sell on Amazon? Like, how can you, it's interesting. Tell us something else, like what else is cool about the differences in culture?
Yeah, well, for instance, I like to always compare like the US market and the German market, because everybody wants to go to the German market outside of Europe. And a lot of our clients are US based or UK based, so basically that's the topic that everybody wants to cover. So, when you have a listing, like let's say you're a US seller, you're going to be like, super salesy, like buy this product. It's amazing. Like this super soft fabric is going to pamper your day and stuff like that. It's like very over salesy, but Germans are like, this product does this, 5 different ingredients. Tell us what it does. Don't push us to buy the product. Like don't tell us your product is amazing. We're the ones who don't tell you that in our reviews. So don't be like, like this amazing, super cute, and I also
over salesy,
very over salesy. And I have a really good example with this little espresso cups. Well, the US version was like, take this espresso cups, which will keep you warm at night while drinking coffee in front of your favorite fireplace with your grandma. This is exactly what says in the bullet. And the German version of it is like thermo-isolating glass. This is it. Like,
Okay.
like no metaphors, no, or if they're like metaphors, they're gonna be like very like down to bare minimum. Of course, this doesn't apply if you're selling like toys or something for babies and for kids. In that category, you can basically, go a little bit like with the cute, super soft, cuddly blanket stuff. But it comes like cups and like maybe technological like accessories or some other categories, really depending on the category, you want to make it into like the bare minimum. And you also asked me like when we were at Cross Border Summit that or you told me that the Germans are the ones that made more refunds than other.
They refund more. Like the biggest refund rate I have is from Germans.
Yeah, because they're just like exactly like this is how we're gonna say it, this is what we're gonna do. While as other markets are just like, yeah, we said that, but let me just kind of work it out so I don't have to give it the refund, right? So the Germans are kind of really straight from A to B, and this is how they want their also listings, and all the business model is like they're very structured. This is what I tell you, this is what you get, and basically that's it. There's no more like sideways between A to B, right? And this is what they also want. They want everything to be like crystal clear. If there's some ingredients, they want to know what ingredients are there. They want to know how to use it. Is it safe for their baby? This is like some really important stuff. You don't want to hide or be like unclear about it, because it's highly unlikely that they're not going to buy your product, So that's super important, especially because we had like one of the sellers, and he was selling shampoo on the UK market, and shampoo had some ingredients, right? And on the German market, he was also starting to sell the same shampoo, but it turned out that one of his ingredients was a prescription drug on the German market. So also that is something which differentiates from market to market, and you really have to pay attention to that. And his product got banned because of that, and it was not good market research as well,
This is cool. So basically your agency is looking at that, and I guess that's why I like your services, that it's not just a random translator. That I used to use this service called onehourtranslation.com or something like that.
Yeah, onehourtranslate.com, I think,
something like that. Yeah, and it would be just a normal translator that is doing the translation. So whatever I would pick, so nobody actually thought about the cultural differences or, how to use better, how to sell it or not sell it, be salesy or not. So it's cool that you're doing a service like that where you're actually thinking about these things.
Yeah, because it's not your instruction how to use your vacuum cleaner. You don't have to put so much effort in localization in an instruction manual, because it's translated and this is how you use it. There's like no emotion in how to press the power button on the vacuum cleaner, right? But when you do listings, you actually want to bond with these potential buyers. You want to grab their attention and you want to sell them your product. And this is why when doing translations, you have to have in mind that you're not doing the regular translation, you're doing the sale on a different market other than what maybe is your basic market or other than what you know it. And this is what people should just really bear in mind, and not just do like absolutely direct translations from the target to the source language. Of course, if you have a really good product, even if your listing is not like amazingly written, of course you're going to sell that product. It's not like if you have a poor listing, you're not going to sell your product. It also depends on many different pieces of the puzzle in this game. It's like PPC, reviews, pictures, A+ content. Listing, of course, is one of them. And if your product is still doing good without a properly written listing, just imagine how much better you might be doing if you have a properly written listing, right?
That's so true. So, people now hear you talk, and for sure they may want to contact you somehow. So what's the best way that I can tell them to contact you? Is it on your website?
Yeah, on our website, we have a little chat box in the top right corner. Some of my coworkers is always there, except when we are sleeping in Central European time. So they can contact us there, or they can send an email directly to me. I'll be more than happy to see the live support. Just click there.
Wait, live support. On the bottom here. Okay. Yeah, I got it.
there, or they can fill out the contact form on our website, or if you want to book a call, you can also do that and book a call with us. And also you can write an email directly to me. It's jana@ylt-translations.com. And I would also like to offer everyone who's already had some translated listings, if they're wondering if the listings are good enough, if there's something which could be better improved or optimized, you're more than welcome to send me an email, and me and my team will be happy to take a look at your listings and tell us feedback and tell you about the listings, if they can be improved or not. If you have an amazing listing, we're going to tell you like, wow, this is absolutely top notch. If not, we can tell you, what do we think that can be improved and why maybe it doesn't have such a good performance as it could have.
Great. Thank you so much, Jana, for coming to my show, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. See you on the road.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.